Well, hello, my soul friends. It's me again, Victoria, the soul nurturer. I just did a video a couple days ago, but we have a new moon that I have to speak to because that's what I've been doing. And I think it's been almost a year now. And it's perfect because our new moon is in Aquarius. We are in Aquarius season. Happy birthday. Happy solar return, Aquarius friends out there. But what's perfect about me continuing talking about the lunation cycle of following the new moon and the full moon, and it speaks to this moon today. Okay, so we have a new moon, which by now, if you're watching me or you've studied some astrology, you know that that means when the sun and the moon are hugging it out in the sky, they are in conjunction. And it's new moon often is thought to be the time for setting intentions. It's the beginning of the lunation cycle. Like we start again with this cycle. And I love that. And what I love about the new moon, it's that opportunity to say, okay, let's pause. It's kind of like I think of it, to use the overused metaphor of being on a journey, which I use all the time because I think it's fitting. But we pause on our journey. We take a look at our soul map and we kind of check in and say, where am I? And where do I desire to go? And do I need to course correct? And do I need to maybe vision for something greater? Or where am I off track, right? So a new moon offers us that check in. It's a time when, the moon is, it's not being illuminated by the sun because it's conjuncting. So we're not seeing the moon. We're not seeing the light bounce off the moon. So it's a time to turn within, a time to reflect, it's a time to go in. And I love it. It's just fresh energy to say, okay, where am I now? And to get connected and to, as I say, borrow the energy of wherever the moon is. So the moon is in Aquarius, the sun is in Aquarius. So this is innovative energy. It's the visionary. It's the wanting to reach for higher, right? Actually, I wanted to light my candle, which is for me a way to get connected to the divine, to claim this as sacred time. So it's not just me here talking to you, it's me hopefully being used as a vessel to be guided to say something that is needed. That is my mission here. Why I've been showing up for 2 years with sometimes, often, every time, not often, shaky knees, going, what am I doing? I have to go through this every time. What am I doing? Why am I, and what am I offering? And is it, all the stuff that comes up whenever you're out of your comfort zone? You know what I'm speaking about, right? Talk to me if you know what I'm speaking about. Put a comment there. Anytime we step out of our comfort zone. And so when I was called to do this in 2020, before all of this collective transformation, I just felt like, yeah, I'm going to do this, a greater way to outreach to others. And I kept getting the message, you're not ready. Well, what does that even mean? What do any of you have that not ready, that, wanting it to look and be a certain way? Finally, I gave myself permission with this, and I offer it to you as well. If you're wanting to offer something or do something or feel called to something, but you get that I'm not ready, or those negative core beliefs, I'm not good enough, and whatever, all that stuff we get in our human experience, to give yourself permission. And this is what I've done. This has been my message here, to show up just as you are, perfectly imperfect. And I don't edit. You can see, I don't do a lot of fancy stuff here. Someday, maybe I might be interested in that, but this is an exercise in just showing up as authentically as I can, practicing, meeting myself where I am, offering what I do have to offer for the purpose of greater outreach. And the overall idea or mission to remind you that we're all in this together, right? You're not alone. All healers, all practitioners, all people on a path of transformation stumble and fall and are practicing. And we're all on the same mission to emerge more of our authentic soul energy, fulfill our potential, and to create a better world together. So all that was said in the spirit of a new moon in Aquarius. So Aquarius energy. Well, we've got a lot. I'm just going to go over some of the other aspects. I'm not going to get into them because I'm going to keep this sort of a bite-sized, digestible bit of information and not overload you. But if you do hear me say something that you don't understand, go look it up, go Google it. And what I was starting to say at the beginning is the Aquarius energy that we're going to feel with this new moon is reminiscent of the energy we were working with in 2021 with Saturn square Uranus. Saturn, the old way of doing things, old structures, old foundations, old beliefs. And Uranus inviting us to break out of limitations, to show up with our authentic, unique way of being, to emerge more unique soul potential. And to do it sometimes in a shocking, startling way. So I have been a student of astrology since I was a little girl. I've told this story over and over again that, one of my fondest memories of my mom when I was a little girl, she would open up the paper and she would read her horoscope and she'd read mine. And I just always was fascinated by it, but then I'd put it down and then I'd be called back to it. And I had to reconcile my own spiritual beliefs about astrology and finally have made peace with what I believe, that this is a gift from Creator, a guidance from Creator for us. But coming out publicly talking about astrology was a very Saturn square Uranus. It was no longer hide, no longer play small, and to bust out with more of my authentic gifts and expression. So this, in a nutshell, is kind of the energy of this new moon for all of us. What have you been called to that you have been sort of afraid to bring forward, or you've got the old programmed play it safe, which, by the way, is a deep imprint on us. We all, that's what conditioning is. That's what programming is. We recognize that our primary need is to be safe, to be loved, to be accepted, to belong. So when we're thinking about kind of rocking the boat and doing something different with who we are and how we have been, that's deep. It's really deep. But this is another invitation here with this new moon in Aquarius, because the moon is square Uranus. We've got Sun square Uranus, of course, because Sun and Moon are conjunct. Venus trine Uranus. And then we have Pluto conjunct Mercury. So, gosh, and there's a lot of energy in Capricorn. So what does this all mean? It's a big, for me, it's a big reminder of this collective journey we're on. Again, using that metaphor of this journey, pausing to look at our map. With all this energy, it's a reminder. It's like God, the universe creator, keeps tapping us on the shoulder. And maybe it's getting not so much a tap anymore. It's like kind of shaking us a little bit and, moving the ground underneath our feet to say, you can't live like this anymore. You can't do this anymore. It's a call to something greater and higher for us individually and collectively. Drink your drink if you heard me say that and you watched my last video. So this, Aquarius in general is energy of, again, very innovative. I always think of Albert Einstein, and I don't know, I think he was a Pisces, but I think he definitely had strong Uranus in his chart. So that's what Aquarius traditionally, well, it has two rulers of the sign, and that is in ancient times, it was Saturn. And then when Uranus was discovered, it was paired with Uranus. And for me, Aquarius is all Uranus, but there's some Saturn undertones. And especially now that we've got all these planets in Capricorn. So here's how it goes. Okay. Uranus is like lightning bolt of information, insights, awareness, like breakthroughs, right? So this is what Saturn and Uranus have been doing all last year, and it's inviting us again to now. Again, watch my last video. What has broken down? What is no longer working? What no longer serves your highest potential, your soul, it's not supportive. Maybe it hasn't been for a long time. Maybe it's kept you limited, a relationship, a situation, a job, a way of being, a way of thinking, a way of holding yourself back. And this invitation from Aquarius is, who cares? Step forward. Raise your freak flag, let it fly high. You have to let go of what people think about you, and you have to care more about what you think about you and what your soul is calling you to. And it really is, we've had Venus in retrograde, and actually that just is coming out today, I think, the 29th. Venus in retrograde was having us review relationships. Well, this is talking really fast because I want to get all this in on my goal of 15 minutes or under. But this time of reviewing relationship, I kept inviting you to review the relationship with yourself. When we're in a good relationship and we love someone, we do the best for them. We honor them, right? That's where we have been needing to be, to love and accept ourselves, all of us, every aspect of us, and to bring that to the table of possibility and say, all of me is welcome. And what am I here to do? And what am I here to contribute? Right? So this is the energy. It's really like bust out of your shell, bust out of your restrictions. And the energy of all the Capricorn energy, though, we've got it in Mercury, Venus, and Mars. Venus and Mars are, now both in Capricorn, and Pluto still. So all of those are paired up. And so bust out, but in a responsible way, in a way that is going to build a solid structure underneath you. And so it's, again, my last video, I talked all about this, creating a new structure underneath you, a stronger foundation, so you could rise with your potential. This is the new moon again. This is where you're invited to set new intentions. One way to do this is to say, again, to bounce off the last video, what's not working, what would work better, plant your intentions, your seeds of possibilities, which is the time with this new moon. So let's see. Also, I wanted to say, the Saturn square Uranus that is going to be activated again with this new moon is, what have you learned? And where can you apply what you've learned? And what new ways of being have emerged through you? Again, I'm still getting comfortable. And I was kind of shocked, like when all of a sudden I felt called to talk about astrology. I felt nervous about it. I'm not as skilled as some other astrologers, but I recommitted myself to diving deeper and learning as much as I can. I am, what I was called to in the last 2 years, and I'm curious because I have a Saturn. Saturn is in Aquarius. Saturn is the teacher, wants you to take responsibility, to master something. In Aquarius, I want to get better at astrology towards my contribution for the collective and humanity. And that is what the energy of Aquarius is too. It's not about me, it's about we. But again, starts within and offered outward. So how are you improving, embracing your potential in a way that is unconventional and innovative? And this is what we're being called to. So I'm just looking at my notes real quick too. So this new moon also can bring surprising change. Something you've been waiting for suddenly just kind of like emerges. I just had an image of like you've been standing in front of a door or in a hallway, and all the doors are closed, and finally a door opens. A new door opens for you to walk through. But you can't walk through this door in the old way. It's like I'm getting all these images. It's like the bodyguard, or what do they call the doorman, or it's been a long time since I've been to a club, but what do they call? Tell me, my 20, 30-year-olds out there, when you go to a club and you stand in line, the doorman, what's the term? Comment. Anyway, if you're walking through that door with your old patterns, your own old beliefs, even though this door of opportunity opens, you're going to be booted back out, and you're going to be back in the hallway having to learn your lessons again. So that's what this energy is about. So this is what I've been talking about for 2 years. Take responsibility for your inner work. Clear your old programming, your old conditioning. Emerge your soul potential, walk through this door in a new way so you can deliver your unique gifts. Okay, One other thing, or a couple other things, while I'm looking at my notes, I want to encourage you to like this video, subscribe if you haven't, share with your friends if you feel called to, and please comment. This really puts fuel in my tank to continue to offer these for you. Helps me know if I'm reaching you, and if I'm reaching you in the way that I intend and hope. It's my mission. I love questions, suggestions. I'm looking to do a whole new reboot in April. More information on that, but give me your feedback. Okay, so one of the things I wanted to say is, wow, it's time to take action on what you know, to take responsibility. That word's key, for permanent change that will connect you to your future possibilities. So this is important too, because Aquarius is a fixed sign. And even though it seems like super free spirit and gonna just, blow with the wind and do all these crazy and unconventional things, Aquarius energy is very stubborn and very fixed. Like, nope, this is the only way to do this. It's the only way it's going to happen. And so I always say that stubbornness is the same energy as determination. So check your stubbornness and shift it to determination. Shift again from it's all about me to it's all about we. And because Aquarius is asking us to consider the collective. What is the highest good for all? Somebody asked me that. What does that mean? Well, it means if you're stuck in a limited perspective of what's going on in the world based on your journey, you're looking through your unconscious patterning, your programming, your wounds, your limitations. This is a place to take it to prayer, to vision, to get out of your view into what I call is the sacred views. The sacred views affords us what we all need, especially during these times, to be able to see a way forward that isn't just about one side or the other, but about the collective. Okay, let's see. Energy is unconventional. It's unpredictable, surprising. It also has some energy of detachment. Like Aquarians in general seem like they're really emotionally connected, but really they're detached. And this could be a good thing in that detachment is like you're not personally being dragged around by the changes or things not going your way, but rather your eye is on the vision of what's possible, because Aquarius energy is visionary. Energy that shows us a new way of being, a new way of seeing, and a new way of co-collaborating a higher potential for our future. Okay, again, I already touched on, we have a lot of Capricorn energy, Mercury, Venus, Mars, pushing us to take personal responsibility for our lives, for our potential, and how we're impacting the collective world. An invitation, again, I already said this, but I'm going to read my notes. Invitation to check the structures and foundations of our individual worlds to contribute to rebuilding of our collective shared foundations. So play with the energy. Let it playfully show you new ways. Roll up your sleeves on your most outrageous outfit. Like I'm wearing this shirt that I saw online, and it's sun and moon. And it was one of those purchases where I didn't know where it was coming from. It took a long time to be delivered, and it was nothing like what I ordered. And I was going to send it back, but it was more of a hassle, so I kept it. So today I was like, I'm going to put on that crazy shirt, the sun and the moon shirt, and roll up my sleeves with the Aquarius energy that is coming to say, I'm going to just show up with what I have and be willing to be led to do what is uniquely mine to do. This is the awesome energy of this time. A new moon, this fresh start, opportunity again to set intention and vision. And as I have been saying over and over again too, we're in a collective rebirthing cycle. So this is where we need to midwife our own souls, to turn within more, listen, follow your dreams, do some artwork, journal, go for wanders out in nature. Let nature reflect back your true nature. What is trying to emerge through you? So, okay. And when you honor and work with what is, you get to birth in what can be, right? So again, using that birthing idea, that I did a fun video about a year and a half ago with some of my friends. I had them, they're all young moms, and I said, you know, show me your birthing, your birth when you were birthing, the breathing technique you used. And I said, we all need to learn that deep, really focused breathing to push out what is wanting to emerge from us. And this is rebirthing, right? So take those deep breaths, take responsibility for what is wanting to come through you, how to nurture that, take care of it, and keep your eye on the vision of how is this for the collective. So that's all I have for you for this new moon in Aquarius. I'd like to know, some of you feel it before, some of you feel it after. Whenever you feel what I'm talking about, comment. Tell me how this new moon is impacting you. Of course, it matters where it lands in your chart. So this is where you need to know your rising sign, the time you were born. For me, this is happening in my first house. I'm 26-degree Capricorn rising, so therefore, this is going to happen in my first house. So I'm looking forward to bringing more of my authentic self forward and seeing how my personality, what surprising new things want to come forward in my way of being. So if you'd like to know or have a look at your what I call soul chart, reach out to me at the soul nurturer at Gmail. Not at just the soul nurturer at Gmail. .com. I always get these confused because now I've got so many different things. Instagram, although I'm not quite on there as much, but still have a feed on there. Instagram, I am the soul nurturer at on Instagram, but just email me or comment below and I'll be in touch with you. I really enjoy hearing from you, and I hope these videos help. And yeah, let's do this. Emerge some higher possibilities through Aquarius energy. Let your authentic, beautiful soul shine and come forward. Plant new seeds of potential for what wants to come through you. I can't wait to see what happens. Sending you all love. Thank you for spending some of your precious time with me. I do this from my heart to yours in support of our collective unfolding. Okay, until next time, take good care.